I smell the blood in the water, yeah. Sharks coming up.
The rest of the time, they choose when to lock the door to their cozy single-bed cell.
All right, welcome back to SouFLoTV again, everybody. It is your host with the most. Our dear brother Jah Cure was sentenced to 6 years in a Dutch prison for the stabbing incident of that promoter who is called Papa. And we're going to get into the details of all that. But we don't call ourselves the host with the most for no reason. I enjoyed doing the research, so I went and I did some research about the prison system in which Jah Cure will be entering and doing his time. And what is the likely outcome for him after all this or during all of this? What led up to this? We will rehash that as well. So come along with the ride with us. All right. So first of all, I see a lot of hateful comments on screen, but that's our people, you know, all over social media. When you're up, everybody is your friend and everybody big you up and leave the youth alone, make him talk. And, you know, when Jah Cure is out of control and behaving wildly, everybody is leave him alone, make him live his life, make him talk, mind your business. He's a celebrity. And then when he gets in trouble, the same people will turn around and say, yes, him did too hype. Him should have go to prison long time. Hope him learn him lesson now. They should keep him behind there. They should have given him more time. 6 years wasn't enough. So we have a thing in Jamaica that says the same mouth that curse you and the same mouth that big you up and say, what happened, my bird, you know you're doing on these things. Not true? All right. Anyhow, we over here said it and maintain it from the beginning until now. We didn't feel that Jah Cure was going to beat this case at all. We knew he was going to get some time. Lucky for him, he did not get the amount of time we thought he was going to get because they originally spoke of 15 years first. Then they spoke of 8 years, and then now it is settled at 6 years. All right? Lucky him never get the 15. Lucky him never get the 8. 1 day off of any time in prison is good. Nobody wants to be there for not even a day. I see some people saying, well, it looks like we're going to get the Behind These Prison Walls remix extended version now and these things. I'm not here to kick Jah Cure while he is down because he is still our brother regardless, like we spoke about on Morning Thoughts on our morning show. However, you know, it's like a family member where them do them thing and you don't agree with what they just did and they got themselves in some trouble. You don't stop loving your family member. You don't stop extending love to them, and you don't stop to kick them while they are down and they have fallen. Some of us might say, you see how long me did I tell you? You need to calm down. Look where you end up now, right? Still, we still don't know the full situation between that promoter and Jah Cure. It did come out that Jah Cure was owed a large sum of money by this same promoter. And reggae legends like Ika Mouse and other entertainers have actually spoken on record by saying that promoter is known for robbing entertainers. So he books them, carry them from Jamaica to come perform over in that section of the world, right? Because there's a large reggae following there, and then the money is always short, or there is always some issue with their money after them done work. So I guess we're saying that Jah Cure should have used the courts and a lawyer, because that's what you do when you're mature. That's what you do when you go about business the legal way. Yes, it might take longer, but you don't go flexing your muscles and want to stab up a promoter, boy, because nothing good comes of it, you know? And that's just how life is. Sometimes you just have to learn to deal with things in a different manner. Unfortunately, our brother chose to deal with it his way that he dealt with it, and we see what the outcome is. Let's talk about what kind of an environment Jah Cure is going to be going into, first of all. So, Cure is not going to go into he's not going, let me gather my words. Jah Cure will not be going into an overcrowded situation where 20 men packed up in one cell. There is no running water. People are doo-dooing in a bucket. There is no light in there, and there is no AC system in there. Ventilation is pure. Ventilation is not good, and visibility is not good. He's not going to be going into something like Jamaica prison system. This is what I just described to you. So for him, on the lucky end, he will be going into something that is more cushy. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, SouFlo, any which way you cut it, it's still prison. That's true. Prison are prison. But when I tell you that the Netherlands are spearheading a different type of a prison system, they are actually looking towards creating a world without prison, starting with themselves. See? And they've gone through extensive measures over the past couple of years, overhauling their whole prison system. As a matter of fact, their recidivism rate is so low that they had to close hundreds of prisons so far. Barely any crime happening. And those who go into their prison system come out so rehabilitated that they're able to function in society and not return to prison. Now, of course, I've said this before. Maybe now Jah Cure can actually get the help that he needed, because I don't think the traumatization from doing the time that he did in Jamaica prison, and then he came out, he didn't get the counseling. He came out and he went right back to the stage. He came out of prison with hit record and went right on the road, touring, performing, getting paid, get back to life, as you know what I'm saying? So he didn't sit down and get some time to reflect and get some counseling to deal with whatever issues, anger issues that might have developed. Remember, I know, prison is not nice, you know. So you have to kind of like develop a certain kind of exterior, a tough exterior, and to some extent a tough interior as well. Man, I forget heartless and cold, brave and bold in order to survive, right? So where Jah Cure is going, the prisons are so empty there that they're starting to turn these prisons into refugee camps and youth hostels. This is my research bringing me this information. They have things in place in these prisons where Jah Cure is going, like they will be allowed to wear their own clothes. So Jah Cure will be wearing his own clothes for the most part. They have a kitchen, and the kitchen looks like a kitchen in your house, a nice kitchen for those of us who live in a nice house. Prepare their own meals, play sports, practice their religion. They have meditation and yoga sessions, individual counseling that's available to each prisoner, and furthering their education as well. I just watched a documentary on the prison system. These are standard operating procedures now across the board in their prisons. Moderate temperature must be the inside of the building. They don't want the people to feel like they're being tortured, so they won't have the place overheated and they won't have the place freezing cold. They will keep the buildings at a moderate temperature with natural lighting. I don't know if you've ever seen a lot of people who go to prison, do a couple of years, come out of prison, they need glasses, because after subjecting your eyes to like a flickering light bulb or a dimly lit area over an extended period of time, then it affects your vision, right? So they've even gone as far as to make sure that their prison system will have moderate temperatures, no freezing, no overheating, natural lighting, and wide hallways. No cramped up places. When people are walking out in the hallways, it shouldn't be one man's shoulder brushing against another man's shoulder. The hallways are wide, open spaced, and airy. No cramped up, overcrowding, dimly lit prisons. So Cure is going to a place where, yes, it's prison again, but it will be a far cry and a big difference from the time he did in the prison in Jamaica. Their philosophy inside of the prison where Jah Cure is going is to treat the people like they're humans, and they will act as if they are humans. The overseer of these prisons actually said on camera, if you treat people like they're animals, they're going to act as animals. And people who are doing extended time behind these bars, they will be like professional animals by the time they get out. So of course they're going to be going out into society acting like animals and ending up right back here. So they've implemented these things. Them have washing machine and laundry station, their kitchen, their bedroom. They have their keys to their bedroom. They let themselves out of their cell. It's not like you're going to be sleeping and you're going to be worried that your enemy is going to creep upon you while you're sleeping and stab out one of your items or stab you up or beat you up. They actually lock themselves in, which is crazy. Now, once their debt is paid to society in the Dutch prison system, all their rights are automatically restored. It's not like in the United States of America where you go to prison and then when you come out of prison, you've lost all your rights anyways because you're considered an ex-convict now. So you can't vote, or unless you go through a long, strenuous process, you can't vote. You can't do this. You can't get a good job anywhere because that's the first thing people look at. Oh, you're a convict. Okay, these things. In the Netherlands is very different. Their rights are restored. So pertaining to Jah Cure, deportation could seem like a double punishment under their system there. If he has legal rights to remain in the country after he has done his time, then he will be allowed to remain in his country, in the country. They're not going to kick him out and say you can't come back here and ban him from the country. That is my understanding of what will take place so far. See, Jah Cure got lucky, I'm telling you. 15 turned into 8 and 8 turned into 6. No early release. They've already made it clear. They don't have a parole program or probation program or any of that. They don't have an early release program or cut your time in half, or you do like in the feds in the United States of America, 1 day and then a night is considered 2 days. The night is 1 day and the day is another day. So if you get sentenced to 12 years, you're really doing 6 years. Not in the Netherlands. In these Dutch prisons in the Netherlands, if you get sentenced to 6 years, you will do every bit, every single day of that 6 years. And so will Jah Cure, right? Apart from the time that he was locked up before his sentencing, which was a couple of months, which will be subtracted from the total 6 years. So in another 5 years and change, we will look forward to seeing Jah Cure being a free man for those of us who will still be alive and be around, right? His voice messages, his text messages, and his past, almost a decade in prison in Jamaica, all played a role in his guilty conviction. You heard what I said? His voice messages, his text messages, and his past history all played a role in his guilty conviction. They sent to Jamaica to the authorities to find out what kind of a person he was while he was incarcerated, what he was incarcerated for, and all that. And they put all that into consideration as well. And I'm guessing they're looking at him as someone who went through a brutal prison system before and was not quite rehabilitated. Because the average person, an artist who is owed money, is not going to pull out a knife and just stab up a promoter. They prefer to say, okay, you owe me money. I'm going to get my lawyer and I'm going to sue your company. I'm going to sue your production company, your entertainment company. I'm going to sue you, the promoter. But you don't go stabbing up a man. And then Jah Cure claimed self-defense. Self-defense in his case did not work. They already made it public that for the simple fact that they don't have a high crime rate, especially violent crimes like the one that Jah Cure committed, and the location that he committed it, in broad daylight in Dam Square. That was horrible for them. And they were more concerned also about their citizens that witnessed that on that day that it happened. So they're thinking he's got to be punished, right? And I'm looking at a whole bunch of other things here. Because, there are people that are saying, yep, and after him done doing time, they're going to deport him. Well, I don't think they're going to be rushing to the deportation, but I think Jah Cure is going to be rushing to get home because he'll be gone for so long. For those of you who follow him like I do, Cure and his daughter were very close, very close. And by the time he gets out, his daughter, his little daughter that we watch grow with our missing tooth and daddy taking her on vacation and all that, she will be a teenager. She will be well into teenagehood by the time her father gets out. Jah Cure himself will be 50, about 50, 51 years old, something like that, by the time he gets out, right? His legal team has made it clear that they will be appealing this verdict. But again, just like how I was pretty sure that he wasn't going to beat this case, I'm pretty sure that they can appeal, but I don't think his sentence is going to be overturned. Simply because the prosecutor said, we don't do that type of stuff here, because how do we justify this to a victim that has been violated? We sentenced this man to 6 years, and then halfway through the 6 years, we let him go. What does it say to the victim? That is no justice for the victim. And that is how they look at this as well. See? So I don't think Jah Cure is going to be beating this on any appeal. I definitely think he's going to have to do his complete 6 years. But of course, if you have the money to fight, then there's nothing wrong with fighting for your freedom because you don't know what might happen, right? Now, a lot of people are saying Jah Cure is going to be broke by the time he gets out. And he's going to have to start all over again from square one and all these things. It's funny to see your own people wishing so much bad upon you. I mean, yes, he's a human being and he's taken a fall from grace again. But such is life, right? None of us are perfect. I mean, some of us might not have stabbed up anybody, but none of us are perfect. We bump our toes in life and we fall down and we make our mistakes. But as long as you have the courage to learn from your mistakes and to get up and to move forward again, you will become a better person, right? All hope is not lost. We have a saying in Jamaica again, if it not dead, don't dash it away. And he's not dead. He's just going in to do 6 years. 6 years, believe it or not, is going to roll off faster than you can count. Ahem. But in hindsight, doing the 6 years is like you're stuck in time, right? So you got to remember, Jah Cure, a couple of years ago, his net worth was estimated at about 5.3 million US dollars. I don't know what his net worth is today. I could not find any current information today, but that information about his net worth was from about 2 years ago. 5.3 million US. He just put up a new studio, Cure Productions, multi-million-dollar facility in Montego Bay in Jamaica, which is definitely going to be making him some money while he's away. Let's not forget how music sells. So there's always these checks coming in from royalties and all these things. And Jah Cure is in ownership of his masters and so on and so forth. So he's going to have a steady stream of income coming in. I don't think he's going to be broke. I think people will be waiting to hear him and waiting to see him. Unfortunately, this is not like Jamaica. No music will be coming from behind bars. Well, you know them say Vibes Cartel a record from behind bars. I don't know how true that is. I just know say I get music from him. I like the music I get from him. But I'm saying there won't be any recording opportunities for Jah Cure this go round. So he will basically be silent for us, which I think in hindsight will push all his recordings to go into overdrive for sales, because people will start to be thirsty to hear more of him. And I hope he continues to practice and preserve that voice of his, that unique voice of his, because it is his trademark. Anywhere you hear Jah Cure, you know that is Jah Cure singing. You know, you have some artists when them sing, you're wondering like, who's that? He sounds like so-and-so. She sounds like so-and-so, but not Jah Cure. Jah Cure sounds like Jah Cure. See? So at 43 years old, Cure is going in to do his 6 years with credit time served for time he was incarcerated before the verdict. His claim of self-defense was rejected. It did not work. And now he must go do the time. That 5,000 euros that promoter owed him and did not pay him, I'm sure Jah Cure is thinking to himself right now, 5,000 euros is a whole lot of money, but it was not worth all this. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Jah go with him, Jah guide him, and hope that time may run off fast until we meet again. SouFLoTV, big up on yourself. Catch you on the next video. I'm out. Peace.